to me than physical. And I'm not going to come here and speak words through my flesh. I just wasted everyone's time. I'm simply a vessel. So I'm like, God, what do you want me to say to the women who are going to be here today? And I was getting random dreams that had nothing to do with the word. And I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she said, what if God wants you to speak to the ladies about what you are experiencing, how you're trying to get clarity and you're not getting clarity? What do you do through that process? And then all of a sudden, I was reading Genesis, the beginning, right? And I don't know if it was my eyes opened to a new interpretation of the man, Adam and Eve experienced in the Bible when they ate the apple that they shouldn't have been eaten. And so, for those who are taking notes, my word today is that not all good is God. Not all good is God. Or did I misunderstand? Or maybe I didn't hear it well. Or maybe it was just my voice. All of a sudden, the assurance turned to asking. All of a sudden, the clarity that you have, all of a sudden, it's confusing. But you were once sure in your identity. You were once sure about what God said. But then now the voices, and it's turned to confusion. And I don't know what I want out of God and what they're doing extra. And then all of a sudden, we take our eyes away from our portion. And we start looking at somebody else's portion.
For me, when we talk to women and we talk about many hats, we actually sometimes give it a very bad connotation. Like, oh my God, I've got so much to do. But I kind of look at it almost like, oh my God, God has so much faith in me, right? That he has given me all these responsibilities, right? And also because I know I'm human, like I don't have limitless power. And I know that God has trusted me enough to give me all these responsibilities. It helps me to just lean in on him. Like I literally live a soft life, okay? When I was born with sickle cell. Not the trait, the disease. So growing up in Nigeria, I had to battle probably the first 15 years of my life, self-limiting beliefs. And they were not mine. They were the beliefs of all the people around me. So from a very young age, knowing fully well now, looking back, that God must have had just a huge plan because I thought differently than anybody else around me. I acted differently, but I knew very quickly that if I kept listening to what people were saying around me, I was going to be dead. Allow God to edit your plans. Like allow him to do that. Because a lot of times when we're thinking of the new year and we're putting plans together, and we're not, like sometimes we're doing it, we're not really we're not praying through it. We just throw on it the things that we would love to see.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the thing we need to see.
I, really try to utilize my platform to show women that it's deeper than just what's on the outside. It is more than just belonging to a group. Like, inside, the plus size industry is like a whole thing of different, like separate from mainstream modeling and body types and all that different stuff. So there's a world that exists just for us, but then in that there's still so much segregation even within the sizes of women. And so as soon as I peeped it, I was like, oh no. I don't do clicks. Like I like people. So that I didn't dive into that, and I got out here quickly. I mean, I don't adhere or put myself in boxes or restricted labels or titles. Like I'm belonging here where I am. Like this is me, and you can accept all of me or not. So in ministry, that's just where you bring that ministry everywhere. And so where I don't subscribe to my business in my ministry, I see my business as a vehicle that I can minister through.
I really think know that if we do not have a vision of the direction going in, we will fail. We will not see a thing come to pass. Each of these ladies, whether it's in the beauty and fashion industry, whether it's in ministry, entrepreneurship, whether it's in leadership, they're all known for something because they are clear on their vision. When we think about that God-given vision or man given vision, or the vision we were given when we were children, and what we were told, and the people in a position of authority over us who implanted their thoughts and projected their dreams onto us. It can take away from who we really are, and it can skew our vision of how we're supposed to show up in life and in purpose. So I would get clear on our vision.
You choose to partner with matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start there. Like, who you choose to share your life with in an intimate way matters, and being choiceful about who you do that is important. The second thing I want to say about community is the average Black woman in the United States in business, an entrepreneurial perspective, makes $28,000 a year. And if God has given you a vision bigger than that, most of us have a vision bigger than that, then you have to be in community with people who are where you want to be. And oftentimes that requires an investment. And oftentimes in our community, we are not ready, willing, able, interested in investing in ourselves, especially at the price tag that that takes.
How is that going to happen in your bedroom, right? Sometimes you literally have to stretch yourself. So I'm going to put my kids somewhere, I'm going to ask for the childcare, I'm going to do something, because I need to take myself out of where I've been, and it's comfortable. I put myself in a place that is uncomfortable, I don't know that. Because then you are stretching yourself to even know how to introduce yourself, to know where you're at, to know where you can be. That's all about really stretching ourselves. And that's what we're doing here. Is that Lord, each and every one of you will be here today and be in community and making this relationship and this conversation really natural and organic. So thank you for asking that for ourselves.